Hi guys, it's Marianne, the Frugal Chef. I do have a cold, sorry, but I want to upload a video on how to make a spinach pie. This is a really good vegetarian meal. It tastes great, the kids love it. So let's make this, okay? First thing to do with this is cook some onion. I have a really large white onion here, which I just chopped. And I'm going to cook it in a little bit of olive oil. I don't want this to brown, but I do want it to soften. It'll take about 5 minutes. Yeah, these have cooked for about 5 minutes. They're soft, they're translucent. That's all I want. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of parsley to this, chopped of course, and that's about 3 garlic cloves which I chopped. We're just going to mix that and let that cook for a few minutes. I'm going to add some oregano to this. I have about a handful, probably about a tablespoon. Alright, let's mix that. Let that cook for a bit. Oh, smells good. Okay, that cooked for a couple more minutes. I'm going to put two heaping tablespoons of flour in the middle here. I'll add a little bit of more olive oil to this, okay? Okay, now we want to cook that flour. We don't want to have that raw flour flavor in our food, so I'm going to cook this for a good 3-4 minutes until that flour is nicely cooked. Okay. It's about 3 minutes. I'm now going to add about a pound of spinach. This looks like a lot of spinach. You know, it's going to wilt and it's going to turn into almost nothing. So no worries. Make sure you wash your spinach well. You know, it does have a lot of dirt in it. I'm going to let that cook for, a few minutes. I want those leaves to start wilting. I don't want the bottom, the onion and the flour to, burn, so that's why I'm mixing it. I'm going to add 2 eggs to this. Start mixing that. I'm going to kind of scramble the eggs, but mix it with all the spinach. You can make this with phyllo dough, you can make it with puff pastry, or you can just make it with simple pie dough. I have a very good recipe for pie dough. It's called the perfect flaky pie dough, and it's not a marketing scheme, it really is perfect. So if you want to do that, just make your own pie shell. Of course you can also go buy some store-bought pie shells and just fill them, whatever you want. I'm going to add 2 cups of grated white cheese. Now, if you can get feta, that would be the absolute perfection. But any fresh white cheese that you can get is fine. Farmer's cheese, panela, cotija, anything like that. I would not use mozzarella, Swiss cheese, provolone, that kind of thing. It's just going to alter the flavor of the pie. But just any white cheese that you can get that's fresh. I'm going to season this with pepper, but I'm not going to put salt in it. My cheese has enough salt in it. You go ahead and taste your cheese and decide if you want to add more salt to your pie. I'm happy with the way this is. Especially, if you're using feta, that you'll have enough salt. I'm going to turn off the heat, and this is ready for us to fill our pie. I'm going to use store-bought puff pastry for this today. This is one of my sheets. I'm just going to as you see, I put it on a floured board, and I'm just gonna roll it out so it fits my pie pan. Don't worry about what overlapping here. We're gonna cover this and then we'll cut it up. So now I'm just gonna fill this pie with my spinach filling. I'm now gonna roll another sheet of puff pastry so we can cover this. By the way, I have an oven that's preheating at 375 degrees. Okay, so now I'm just going to pinch the edges of this. I'm going to kind of, glue it to the bottom piece of dough that we have. I'm just going to cut off the excess dough. We'll make a pretty little edge here in a sec. This pie is going to bake for about 35 to 40 minutes. We want the puff pastry to puff and brown. The inside is already cooked, so we don't have to worry too much about that. That's how much it's going to take. So just kind of go around the edges there and, form a little nice little whatever edge. I'm going to cut little slits to let the steam out, and we're going to give this a little egg wash. Okay, so all I'm going to do is brush some beaten egg on the whole top here. We'll do the edges, we'll do the whole thing. I'm going to put this in the oven and I'll be back to you when it's cooked. Oh, my friends, look at that. Yum! That was in the oven for about 40 minutes. I'm going to serve this with a garden salad. So we have a nice vegetarian meal today. This recipe is going to be on the website for you to print. And I don't know if you knew this, but we have hundreds and hundreds of recipes on that website, and a lot of them are vegetarian. So if you're looking for a good frugal vegetarian recipe, go to the website, you'll find it. Eat well, my friends, without going broke. I'm going to see you guys soon.